Africa is one of the continents that is most highly affected by climate change. It faces a daunting water, energy, and food security challenges, as well as an explosive population growth that will require more adaptive measures. Out of the 18 warmest years on record in Africa, 17 have been observed in the last 17 years. The total loss on crop and livestock production in Africa over the 10-year period due to the impact of natural disaster amounted to $26 billion. During the same period, due to drought, crop and livestock loss amounted to $10.7 billion. Over the past 10 years, the production of roots and tubers such as potato, sweet potato, cassava, and yams sustained the highest loss in Africa, amounting to over $9 billion. Climate change poses a further challenge as rising sea levels are responsible for extreme coastal flooding and endangering the livelihood of millions of Africans. Between 60 and 70 million Africans live in areas that could be submerged into the salty water by 2080. In Africa, about 28% of the land is being degraded, and it's costing the continent an estimated 56 billion euros annually. Sub-Saharan Africa could have 86 million internal climate migrants by 2050 if the region fails to implement concrete climate and development actions. It is clear that Africa requires innovative approaches that draw upon experience and experts, yet are unique to the African context.
Le Gabon est un pays côtier, vulnérable au changement climatique, et nous devons nous adapter.
To treat the issues of adaptation and loss and damage fairly, as these remain an absolute priority for Africa, where the cost of adaptation alone could reach $50 billion per year by 2050. That is why, in my role as coordinator of CAHOSCC, I'm also the champion for the African Adaptation Initiative.
Coordonnateur du Comité des chefs d'État africains sur le climat, je voudrais lancer une campagne de mobilisation de fonds pour l'initiative africaine sur l'adaptation auprès des États de l'Union africaine, et ce, pour montrer à la communauté internationale que le continent reste toujours engagé. Et il est bon que nous puissions aussi montrer l'exemple. Et à ce titre, comme j'ai indiqué que le budget nécessaire au démarrage de ce fonds est de 5 millions de dollars, je voudrais dire que mon pays, le Gabon, va donc faire une contribution de 500 000 dollars à l'initiative africaine de l'adaptation.
Nous appelons tous les pays qui se sont engagés à un certain nombre d'actions à pouvoir maintenant le faire. Nous, de notre côté, par l'intermédiaire de cette initiative africaine, nous sommes toujours dédiés et nous progressons et nous restons très engagés pour combattre et pour lutter contre ces changements climatiques.
The EAI aims to help fill the current adaptation gap in African countries and support the development of effective adaptation strategies. We'll support African nations in identifying challenges and opportunities. We'll influence and inform national planning on adaptation and on loss and damage, and strengthen partnership while providing tools effective for adaptation. Can provide useful insight into NDCs to build effective, sustainable approaches.
Africa has its own solutions to the global climate change crisis. But in that, this is truly a global issue. We have to work together.